So, pretty good start to the cruise. It's hard to say goodbye, but we'll see you tomorrow night. But now, a little Q&A, otherwise known as question and answer period. Tonight at 8 p.m., all you can eat surf and turf. No, 8 p.m. tonight, The Envy, a really, really good band that toured with us. They happen to be on Gene's label, and they're very, very good. So check them out. So, we're going to take questions. We're going to take questions. Who's got the microphone out there? How are we doing this? Who's I?
I am.
Oh.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, it's Craig Gass, the guy who can't do a good impersonation of me.
My name's Craig Gass. I'm a stand-up comedian, as you can tell from my Mets jersey. And
and your shorts. He's great. This guy is top notch. He really is.
I work on a couple of TV shows on Family Guy and American Dad, but I'm mostly known as a guy who's made Gene's life a living hell because I do an impression of him that's gotten him in a lot of trouble. And we are going to get started. We actually have people out here with some questions, and we're going to get started. What is your name?
Sarava.
Say it again, Mike.
Donna Sarava.
All right, Donna. You can take questions right over here. Say hello to Kiss.
Hello, Gene. Hello, Gene. What made you decide to do the Kiss Cruise?
What made you decide to do the Kiss Cruise?
Gina, you want to answer this or am I going to? We wanted to do something, you know, we'd heard about people doing these kind of cruises, and we knew they hadn't been done right, and everybody knows that if you get a group of Kiss fans together, you never know what's going to happen. So we said, let's do this Kiss style, and that was really the start of the Kiss Navy. This is something, you know, you people will not forget this trip, and we're going to make sure that it's memorable in more ways than you can imagine. And Eric's trying to, either he's trying to massage my back or he wants to whisper in my ear. Eric's actually true. You know, usually Gene will tell you he invented water, but the truth about this is, we wanted to do a Kiss Cruise in the 90s, and it hadn't come, you know, it wasn't its time. So here we are on the Kiss Cruise, and this is the cruise that all other ones will be measured by. This is a rock and roll cruise.
We're off to a great start. And can I point out, I saw the set list that Kiss was going to do tonight. I saw the set list. They actually played 7 more songs than they planned on playing on this acoustic set. Everyone on the side of the stage is going, I guess they're going to throw in another one. I don't know. I guess, all right, that's not on the list. All right, this is Christopher? Yes. Christopher, where are you from?
San Diego.
From San Diego. And Christopher already has a Kiss Navy tattoo.
Oh.
Christopher, what is your question?
I just wanted to know, which was the toughest gig that you played? The Olympics, the Super Bowl, or the Symphony?
Gene, why are you so quiet all of a sudden?
Well, I just work here.
You never shut up. Go ahead, talk.
He's married now. He's married now. He's not allowed to talk.
We have to ask Shannon if he can answer that question.
Shannon, what do you think? Can Gene answer the question?
I was born with one asshole, now I have 2.
Hey-o!
The toughest gig, actually, hand to God, it is, this gets cornball when somebody writes it down, the guy's full of shit. It is such a privilege and an honor to get in front of you, for you to give us the time of day, much less allow us to play for you. There are no tough gigs anywhere at any time, as long as you allow.
Say your name? Mike? Michael, where are you from?
Bayshore, New York.
And what's your question, Michael?
What made you decide to take off your makeup for the Lick It Up album?
release, and ultimately which band member was instrumental in coaxing along the others?
Good question. I think around the time of Lick It Up, well, right around Creatures, I thought we were making a great album, and I thought we'd really run maybe a missed course. I think what we had done is we felt that when the band continued and all the original guys weren't there, we should come up with more characters. And you know, the truth was, what we've always been missing until we put everything back together was those 4 images that are known worldwide. Some people may have an issue with that, and I say, you're welcome to your opinion, go fuck yourself. But,
I'm so glad I can curse now. Thank you.
But truth be told, you know, what happened was, you know, we had become a menagerie. From having 4 characters, all of a sudden there was Caterpillar Man, you know, and Snail Boy. It really reached a point where it was losing the essence of what this band was always supposed to be about. And I'm the first person to tell you that although I came up with my makeup, I never could have done the makeup or come up with it without the other guys there. So for anybody to take credit, you know, I did this, of course she takes credit for anything. But the truth is, it was a group effort that made those characters. And once we put the makeup back on for the reunion tour, it became very clear that the vast majority of people around the world wanted that to stay. And that's why each tour gets bigger and bigger. And Craig, you better learn to do a good impersonation of you.
I'll be doing impersonations of Paul and Gene tonight. When you say it's a PG-13 show, just keep in mind there will be some language tonight. Sunday's just going to be a really, really dirty show. I might actually teabag someone on Sunday. So, just so you know. And we have Thomas. Thomas, where are you from?
New Jersey.
Thomas from New Jersey. Thomas, what is your question? Ooh. Classic joke. New Jersey, which exit?
First of all, I want to say thank you. Thanks for 6 Man for putting us on. This is a dream come true for me. Lifelong Kiss fan. I love you guys. Thank you. Was there a time, especially in the early days when the band was struggling, that you thought of ending the band, and what helped you decide to keep it going, especially before Kiss Alive 1?
I don't want to keep answering the questions. Come on, some pearls of wisdom.
We started out a long time ago. Most of you weren't born then. The first tour was 38 years ago.
I was spurred back then.
Yes, I know, son. How is Mom, anyway? And I just wanted to say, in all seriousness...
You should know.
In all seriousness, you're only as good as the people who are on the team, okay? We started out with 4 people together. Not everybody's built to run the marathon. We honor them, and we continue. This is the beginning of KISS. By the way, around the world in 250 countries, the Hello Kitty KISS deal has just been signed, so all your kids can go in there and buy everything. 250 countries. Thank you.
All right.
So funny, you know,
We got Robert coming up. Robert, where are you from?
Originally from New York City, but now I live in New Jersey.
lost your job, huh?
Which exit?
Exit 5.
All right, Robert, what is your question?
You guys have played shows all around the world. Is there a place you haven't played yet that you'd like to?
We haven't been to China. There are some countries that we'd like to go to. We would play Israel, except then Gene would get drafted.
Eric would like to play Bangkok.
One of my favorite KISS gigs, MTV Video Music Awards, KISS actually played the Brooklyn Bridge. Any plans to play the Lincoln Tunnel? James is coming up. James, where are you from? You already have fans up here, James. James, where are you from?
Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas. And James, what is your question?
This question's for Eric. You're an awesome drummer, Eric. I guarantee that. Growing up, who was your guy that you patterned yourself after?
Well, I never patterned myself. First, thank you for the compliment. I never patterned myself after anybody, but my favorite drummer, my dad was a band leader, so he used to take me to see big bands, and he took me to see Buddy Rich when I was very young, many times. So he definitely left the biggest impression on me, no doubt about it. And he probably was the greatest drummer ever.
Follow-up question, who's your favorite comedian? Is it anyone performing tonight in the theater?
Yes, Craig Gass.
Thank you, Gene.
And what about me?
You got some jokes?
No, I'm kind of... Gene's got a joke. Gene, tell him about
All right.
why the women don't like Jesus.
Oh,
No, some people are. They just come on. Jumpin' Jack Flash. His name is Craig Gass.
can I tell him the joke that you told me when I got to your house?
Kind of a bee makes milk. A booby. Thank you. Good night.
We got Todd. Todd, where are you from?
Originally from Charleston, South Carolina, but I'm from Edmonton, Canada.
Edmonton, Canada. And Todd, what is your question?
When on stage, do you ever have flashbacks of the earlier years when you were at the same stage, in the same venue, and how does that make you feel?
That's a great question. When you've been doing this long, I mean, we're blessed. I mean, it sounds corny. We are the luckiest guys on earth. We work our asses off, but we are so blessed that we get to do what we want to do, and that we make KISS what it is. And when we step on stage, there's times literally I'll look across the stage and go, you know, I remember being here 30 years ago, or I'll look at Gene and think, gee, that guy was skinny.
We've got Juliana here. We're going to put her
Juliana.
center stage. Juliana, say hello to KISS and the crowd. And Juliana, where are you from?
Argentina, Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Okay, Juliana. And what is your question?
Well, my question is, I'm 18 years old and being here is a dream come true for me. When you guys were my age, what were your dreams?
Don't cry. Juliana, don't cry.
Don't cry. Don't cry for me, Argentina.
Wow, did we set that up? Wow. That's better than most of the comedians I work with.
You guys are like Martin and Lewis.
Dreams. My dream was always to do what I do. You know, gee, my knee is getting really wet. I'm living my dream. This is what I always dreamed of, and I never seem to wake up, so it's awesome.
Thank you, Juliana. Oh.
Don't cry for me, Argentina. Wasn't that great?
That was awesome. We've got Bruce coming up. Bruce, where are you from, Bruce?
Gainesville, Florida.
Gainesville, Florida. And Bruce, what is your question?
My question is, when some performers become famous, they refuse to play their early material that helped them achieve success. How do you guys maintain the energy with the songs you've played for so many years?
By default, I seem to be answering the question, and it's not my fault. We love those songs. Whenever we hear about a band that doesn't want to play those songs that made them famous, it's so weird to us because we celebrate all those songs. Those songs mean the world to us because they were the ticket that got us to where we are. And when we play them as though it's the first night. We love those songs. There's nothing more disrespectful than a band that gets bored with their material and suddenly comes out and plays a reggae version of the song because they're bored. We go on stage every night to play those songs exactly the way we wrote them, exactly the way they should sound, and give them the respect they deserve because those songs have been great to us.
Thank you, Bruce. We've got Ronald.
I was going to say something over here.
Yes.
I got to say
Thank
something.
God.
Sorry to cut you off.
So, and speaking of songs, tomorrow night and the next night when we rock it out in the auditorium, all week long we've been working on a lot of obscure songs that you've never heard KISS play before. So get ready for that, all right?
We've got Ronald. Ronald, where are you from?
The Marine Corps.
The Marine Corps!
This is a real hero here.
Ronald, what is your question?
My question is, to each one of you personally, what is each your favorite Kiss tour you performed and why?
Every time, I tell you, every time we think we've hit the zenith and stuff, there's another day that comes in with more amazing surprises. We've never done this before. I will tell you, we're going to tell this to our grandchildren. This is so cool. This is a first for us. Thank you for making it so memorable for us.
And you're
Memory of a lifetime.
Gene's going to call his grandchildren tomorrow. Just kidding.
Thank you, Ronald. We got Marina here. Marina is from Germany.
Marina, sprechen Sie Deutsch? Ein bisschen?
Yes.
Hochdeutsch oder?
Hochdeutsch.
Hochdeutsch?
Berlin.
Was? Ah, Berlin.
Yes.
Ich bin ein Berliner.
If you guys get your Kiss Dakota rings out. And she wants me to read her question for you. Did you know that until 1989 it was illegal to be a Kiss fan in Germany?
East Germany.
We come from this time and are still here supporting you today after all the persecution.
It's proof. You can't stop rock and roll and you can't stop Kiss.
She says that if you were in possession of music or merchandise from Kiss and you were caught, you would be politically persecuted. Now the wall is gone. It is a dream to meet you in person. Thank you.
By the way, none of that is an exaggeration. I personally, there's a limo driver, there's a guy who drives me in a town car in LA. He's from Kiev in Russia. The guy spent 18 months in jail for this heinous crime. He had destroyer. He was put in jail because we're so dangerous to the world. How about this? Communism lost. We win!
Here comes Andy with a great question and a great pair of glasses. Andy, where are you from?
Switzerland.
From Switzerland. Get ready for this one. This is probably going to be 5 minutes, but go ahead.
Gene, what kind of watch is he wearing?
I got a question for Gene. If you like, I ask you in German.
Swiss Deutsch?
No, German.
Hochdeutsch?
Ja.
Okay.
Wie fühlt es sich an, verheiratet zu sein?
What are you doing later?
How does it feel to be married?
How does it feel to be married?
He didn't quite put it that way. It sounds more formal. But I will tell you something, again, in all honesty, I like to joke around stuff like that. Any girl who would wait for an asshole like me for 28 years, and give me 2 beautiful children. And Gene Simmons' Family Jewels is now filming season 8. And
check me out, season 6.
Yeah, he was.
I came to Gene's house.
In all seriousness, I love Shannon Tweed and I always will. Thank you very much.
28 years. He didn't want to rush into anything. All right. We got Patrick. And Patrick, where are you from?
Ontario.
All right.
Ontario. Come on up, Patrick. Patrick, what is your question?
This question is from my lovely wife who's over there somewhere. Put your hand up where you are. So you can answer this question to her to lighten things up a bit. She wants to know if Kiss can send our kids to Disney. As the thousands of dollars we would have had for that vacation I spent following you guys around North America.
How many kids do you have? 2?
Two
Where,
kids.
Where are you going from?
Ontario.
I will personally send both of your kids and you to Disney.
Great question, man. You got a trip out of that.
Wait a minute, you said something really important. It's worth it. Go ahead.
I grew up in Newfoundland, and my mom and dad told me before I got on, or if Gene hadn't married Shannon by the time I got on the ship, to toss him overboard. Thank God I don't have to do that.
We've got Vance. Vance, where are you from?
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Vance wants to know if we can send his kids to Europe. Who needs a new car?
Me. The band has worked with Doc McGee for several years. When did his relationship start? And how is he to work with? And if you wrote a song about Doc, what would you name it?
We first saw Doc when he was making, well, actually he was starring in male porn films.
I saw that one. It was called Men in Back.
You want to see Doc McGee? Come up here, Doc.
Ladies and gentlemen, Doc McGee.
Come and say hi to the people.
We have Robert coming to the stage.
Wait a minute, we didn't answer the question.
Sorry. Back to the Doc.
Firstly, he's been fired. The first time we met Doc, he asked for a favor. He had a new band. Then he pulled that same trick with us a second time. This new band needed a European tour, so we gave them their first tour. It was called Bon Jovi. Then, the son of a bitch hit us up again. Listen, you guys, I need another first tour. I got another new band, Motley Crue. And we also took out the following bands on their first tour: AC/DC, Rush, Cheap Trick, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, you name it. The point is, he knows he can't pull that trick with us, so we just hired the bitch.
Robert, coming to the stage. Robert, where are you from?
Westchester, New York.
Westchester, right by where I grew up, Mount Vernon. And Robert, what is your question?
For Paul, does the rose tattoo on your shoulder stand for something specific?
It was the chief. I heard that.
Does the rose tattoo stand for anything besides don't get drunk in Hoboken?
Hey, Gene. Come on, you're a big guy. Say it in the microphone.
No, it's not true. Come on.
Does the rose tattoo symbolize anything?
It was the cheapest one available that day. You know, literally, we were staying at the hotel on Sunset before we got banned from that hotel. And there was a great tattoo place right across the street. And one day, I was eating breakfast, and I said to the band, see you in a little while, went across the street. And I just, you know, I don't know how I wound up with this. I wasn't big on battleships or skulls, so, you know. What? She says it's sexy, thank you. I'm sexy. You say I'm sexy, he says I'm gay.
Next up we have Liron. And Liron, where are you from?
Israel.
From Israel! And what is your question?
My question is,
hello, Father.
I wish. But actually, my dad is here. And my brother has a birthday next week.
Happy birthday.
Well, my question is, out of all the bands that have opened for Kiss, who has been your favorite? And if you could choose one, who would be the one you would join forces with?
If you could choose one to open for you again, who would it be? And who were your favorite opening acts?
AC/DC.
Nice. AC/DC shirt. Paul, any...
AC/DC is, you know, from the days that they were opening and Bond was still in the band, AC/DC has always stood their ground. They've never changed. They've never given way to fads. AC/DC.
Tom, you got any favorites?
Of course, that would be Black and Blue.
Yes! Love Black and Blue! Nasty, nasty. Great album. And also, Gene wants to point out they were both produced by Gene Simmons. Well, how obvious would it be if I said it right after you went?
You were supposed to say that, like, especially the. Now, Gene said you're supposed to.
We have to rehearse this act. Thank you, Leron. We have Carol coming to the stage. And Carol, where are you from?
Grosse Pointe, Michigan, but I live in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida.
All right.
Come on up here, Carol. And go ahead and ask your question.
How long does it take you to put on your makeup and your outfits for your shows?
Gene? It takes me the longest. It takes me 2 hours.
Because you never shut up.
Yeah, it's strange, you know, Gene's, I think he's got the simplest makeup, and it takes...
Oh, what are you talking about?
It is, and it
I
takes...
got the heart, come on!
It takes him the longest for some reason. And then Eric, because these guys are both humping and talking to each other and humping and...
Yeah, Eric likes to disco dance and do lap dances on Gene.
Only on Gene.
Only on Gene.
Thank God.
And Gene never says no.
I got entertainment.
I think Gene likes it.
So Gene's the longest, 2 hours. Who's the shortest?
I think Paul would be the fastest. He's quick.
Quick. Hey, Carol.
It's time for a confessional. The God's honest truth is, my hand to God, every single show, Eric wears the same underwear. It's a pair of Lakers boxer shorts. I will tell you, you can go to any gig and take a photo of him and you'll think it's the same show. Every show he wears those Laker boxer shorts.
And the only problem is he never washes them.
That's right.
Thank you, Carol.
It's a superstitious thing. Like Michael Jordan always wore his North Carolina shorts under his Chicago Bulls uniform for every game. A lot of people might not know that. He wore that his whole career. Superstition.
We've got Brett here. Brett, come on up. Where are you from, Brett?
Chicago, Illinois.
Chicago! And what is your question, Brett?
My question for you guys is that since most people on the ship have dressed up as you at one time or another to attend one of your concerts or for Halloween, have you ever dressed up as somebody or impersonated somebody? Tommy, Eric?
Yeah, I have.
No, Tommy, you did as a kid.
Yeah, actually, when I was 13, I put Ace Frehley Spaceman makeup on. I've always been a big fan of Ace, as you know, and so had some fun on Halloween. I'm sure a lot of you did too.
I actually have a true story. A friend of mine, first time I met Gene, I brought a friend of mine who was also a huge Kiss fan like me, and nervously he said to Gene, "Gene, I was Gene Simmons every year for Halloween." And Gene just looked at him very calmly and said, "So was I." And he goes, "I love you, Gene!" And then walked away. Thank you.
What's funny about that?
Thanks, Gene. Kevin is coming up. Kevin, where are you from?
Dansville, New York.
And Kevin, come on to the stage. And what is your question?
My question is for Gene and Paul. You both have sons with incredible talent. With all due respect, has there ever been any talk of Nick or Evan continuing on your Kiss legacy?
Any talk of your sons continuing the Kiss legacy?
It's kind of quiet up here.
Gene's in negotiation for season 9 of Family Jewels, so we have to wait for that one.
Well, just for the record, Evan, Paul's son, can outplay anybody on this stage. Let me tell you something. It's going to be the next generation of great guitar players. No jokes here. In fact, at our wedding, Nick, our son, got up and sang Roadhouse Blues. Evan got up and tore the house down and played the solo. You will see it October the 18th on A&E.
Thank you, Kevin. What a great question. Gene, Paul, you have such talented sperm. This is Kyle. Kyle, let's go to the middle of the stage, Kyle. Hey. Kyle, how old are you?
Turning 15.
All right. Turning 15. Kyle, come over to the center stage. Say hello to Tommy, Paul. That's Eric over there. Tom, where are you from?
Long Island!
Yeah! Strong Island. And here's your question. What's your question?
Okay, but first before I answer my question, my father was a Navy vet in the 1970s, and he had a terrible accident, costing him his ankles. He earns a disability like every month, and my father can't be here today because he's afraid he would offend other countries except the United States, of course. My dad wants to thank you all for helping out with the wounded warriors and helping out with the veterans to make them feel okay. And okay, here's my question. Now, who's excited for Monster?
We're gonna hire this guy.
Okay, my question is, will we hear any songs from Monster during the indoor shows? Because we all want to hear it, right?
Yeah. Well, of course, no.
That's right.
No, we're I'd say about 3/4 of the way, if not more, done with the album, and it's just great. I mean, as good as we feel about Sonic Boom, this is really a great classic album. And rather than say it sounds a little like this one, a little like that one, it's about as pure as we want to be, and it's as much who we are in the studio as we are live. Right, guys?
Yeah!
You're not in the band. I'm talking to them.
What a great leader. We have Michelle on the stage. Michelle, where are you from?
Chicago, Illinois.
Chicago. And Michelle, what is your question?
Okay. If you could, this is for all the gentlemen, if you could go back in time, and if Six-Man cruises existed, what musical icon would you have gone on a cruise with, and how do you think you would have acted over 4 days on a ship with your favorite band?
Mine would be the Beatles.
Led Zeppelin. And I would have probably got drunk with John Bonham.
Gene, any band that you would want to be on a cruise with? If they had these kind of events back then?
It's an interesting question. What did Uncle Paul say?
He didn't.
He didn't say. He said Beatles and Led Zeppelin from Tommy and Eric.
What did Paul say?
Age before beauty, you go.
I would probably the Electric Prunes.
And how would they have acted? How would they interact with their band?
Did you act in the 4 days on the cruise? What were your expectations?
I would have done them.
All right. No surprise there. Thank you, Michelle. We have Lisa coming to the stage. Lisa, come on up here. Lisa, where are you from?
Pueblo, Colorado.
Pueblo, Colorado. What is your question?
Okay, my question is for Tommy. What did it feel like, and what were your thoughts the very first time you put on the spaceman makeup and appeared on stage with Kiss?
The first time you wore the spaceman makeup and costume, what were your thoughts?
Well, I mean, I think anybody out here would agree that to play lead guitar in the greatest band in the world is really something you can't beat. So, to come out and play the first gig, I think the real first gig was the Kiss Symphony show in Melbourne. And that was a mind-blowing experience for me. I was really nervous, but we made it through it. We were recording the concert for a DVD and a live 4, so there's a little pressure, but we made it through, and it was very gratifying. I was blown away to be doing it, though. What can I say?
And what kind of looks did you get when you took the spaceman outfit to the dry cleaners for the first time?
They said,
everybody say hello to Max. How you doing, Max? Max, where are you from?
I'm from Florida.
Max is from Florida. How old are you, Max?
I'm 10 years old.
10 years old! All right, Max, here's your question.
Wait, before I answer this, I have to say one thing. This is the greatest day of my life. I've always
to meet Gene Simmons as long as you can remember? How long can you remember? There's Gene. Go say hi. He said, I've wanted to meet Gene Simmons my whole life. Eric just said, poor kid.
Aim higher. Aim higher.
Aim higher. All right, Max, go ahead.
As a 10-year-old rocker, bass player, singer, and an ultimate Kiss fan, what would you recommend me to do to become successful in completing my music career?
You're going to get some good business advice. I hope you write this down.
I have to tell you, you have the most important ingredient right away, and it seems to be in your DNA. You have the heart of a lion. You'll go far, don't you worry.
One more time for Max, everybody. Max, you are the best. One more time for Max. Now we have Thomas. Thomas, where are you from?
Long Island, New York.
Sitting in Gene's chair. Jesus. Oh, yeah! Strong Island.
Actually, I wanted to ask you guys what your plans were for the next CD box set. And could I ask you if each of you for a guitar pick?
He came up to bed. What is the plan for the next CD box set?
CD box set, the black box, the CD box set.
What are the plans for the CD box set?
I don't know of any plans right now for a box set, but the next set will probably be Kissology 4, which is pretty amazing. Tommy's putting it together, and
how many hours is this DVD?
It's going to be amazing. You're going to dig it. It's over 10 hours of stuff, 4 discs, great package. It's not quite finished yet, but it's getting there, and I think everybody's going to dig it.
Thank you, Thomas. We've got John. John, come follow me right here. John, where are you from?
Chatham, New Jersey.
Jersey?
Which exit?
I'm sorry, but my voice has been screaming all day.
It's all right. What's the question?
My question is, if you could go back to the very beginning, is there anything you would do differently?
No! The question was, if we go back to the very beginning, would we do anything differently? Paul Stanley.
Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Stanley.
no. Everything that happened got us to this point. Everything we've done, there are no mistakes. Everything you do in your life is what gets you the next step. And, you know, it goes as far as members in the band. You know, the band could never have made it to this point without the people who've been in the band, and the band could never continue today with those people. So we've got no apologies for anything that's happened, and there are no mistakes.
Thank you, John. Next up, we have Jay. Jay comes up here.
Hey, look at this tattoo.
I'm your elevator guy from the legs.
No kidding. Wow.
One more time for John, everybody. We have Jay. Jay, where are you from?
Originally Buffalo, New York, but now Rochester, Minnesota.
All right, Rochester, Minnesota. And go ahead and ask your question.
Gene, in the late 70s, Jack Kirby, creator of Fantastic Four, Thor, Hulk, X-Men, so on, was asked to do a presentation for the proposed Kiss cartoon. This recently came up on the Jack Kirby Museum Awards webpage that it exists, but nobody knows what happened to it. Do you recall seeing it or where it disappeared to?
The question was, Jack Kirby, the guy who co-created the Fantastic Four and the Hulk and some other people, was approached about doing a Kiss cartoon. The answer is yes, but he was in the middle of renegotiating his Marvel contract, and he left at that point to go to DC, so it never came to fruition. But that's okay, because the Kiss kids show is coming on Hub the new Hasbro channel. That'll be on the air in the next 6 months or so.
Anybody see the trailer for The Avengers? Looks awesome.
Thank you, Jay. Coming up, we have Amy. Amy, where are you from? Come on up here. Amy?
Windsor, Connecticut.
Windsor, Connecticut. All right. And Amy, what's your question?
Paul, I know you produced the album Sonic Boom. So my question is, are you producing Monster as well?
Question is, am I producing Monster since I produced Sonic Boom? I am producing Monster and
kids.
And yes, that's when I'm not producing kids. I've got an 8-week-old now and a 2.5-year-old and a 5-year-old. And I'm getting cable TV so we can stop. Yes, we're doing Monster. I am producing it, and the band couldn't be doing a better job. The songs are amazing. Everybody's playing their asses off. It's something we're very proud of. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. We have Frank coming. Frank, where are you from?
Brooklyn, New York.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing, Frank?
Hey, how you doing?
And Frank, what is your question?
Before I send my question, I just want to tell Paul Stanley that my daughter Lisa's 21. She talks about you every day since she's 5 years old. She is very much in love with you and just requested a guitar pick.
Absolutely. I didn't touch her till she was 18.
That's all right. My question is that who is one of the most famous musicians to play in a Kiss studio album that we may be surprised to hear of?
That's an interesting question.
Any musicians that played on a Kiss studio album that weren't credited, that were famous?
Yeah, well,
shaking your head?
I'm ready for that one. Who was famous who played on a Kiss album?
we are going to protect the original members of the band and not really go there, so their memory is going to be held in a higher esteem.
We already know all this stuff.
Thanks, Rick. Patrick is coming to the stage. Patrick, come join me right up here. Wow. What's going on, Patrick? Where are you from?
Rochester, New York.
Rochester, New York. Patrick, come up here, please.
I think we have a firefighter here.
Go ahead and ask your question, Patrick.
Guys, for 18 years, this helmet protected my head through literally several hundred house or building fires. It's battered and burnt, baked, and I did it the old-fashioned way, as you say, by getting in and doing it. It's a silent source of pride for me. Very proud and lucky to do what I do. And you guys, anyone that knows me knows how much I love you guys. You're a huge part of who I am also. And if I could get you guys to sign this, it'll be sitting on my casket when I die. My closed casket, it'll be representing who I am. This is what I did.
A Kiss casket?
This is one of
$5,000.
This is again. These are the people who make everything possible. These are the people who guard us and keep us safe. This is one of the finest people. This is a fireman. Give him a round of applause.
They said, don't bring shit to sign. They do like that.
Eric, you look like you want to chime in with a joke. You got anything?
Yeah, happy. Hold on.
Good review. And you can spend eternity spooning with Kiss.
I think I actually want to go see him. I want to hear his what do you say? Oh, yeah.
How many of you have been fans from the 80s? How many of you have been fans from the 70s? How many of you are here for a paternity test? We got one last question. And this is from Israel. Israel, come on up here. Israel, where are you from?
St. Louis, Missouri.
St. Louis, Missouri, and his voice is shot too.
I thought you said he's from Israel.
That's what I thought. Israel, what is your question?
My question is, are there any major plans underway for Kiss's 40th anniversary in a few years?
40th anniversary is coming up already?
The answer is we're in the middle of making some big, really big, maybe the biggest worldwide plans we've ever made. Doc McGee is off stage. He knows the details. We can't talk about it right now. But next year is going to be a fucker.
So there will be something to celebrate 40 years of KISS next year that we can look forward to.
Yes.
That's great, Israel. That was the last question. Any parting words? Paul, Gene, Tommy, Eric? We're going to see you on board.
You guys are the best fans in the world.
Will any of you participate in the belly flop contest? With me in my room. And I want to point out the comedy show tonight, I'm usually hilarious, and it's at 10 p.m. in the theater downstairs. One more time, make some noise for KISS. Ladies and gentlemen, black and blue. Yeah. Nasty, nasty. Hold on 18. Portland, Oregon.